Hey guys, I am going to take a teensy little break from makeup to just do a normal video, okay? Because this is something, like, Jenna Marbles does a lot of these, and like it made me think about what a weird kid I was. And I'm going to share my weird with you because if you don't know me, I'm kind of weird. Like, especially when I was a kid, imagination was wild. Those of you who are here for the beauty, though, I am working on a huge project. Huge, okay? Like, it's coming. It's coming. Just sit tight. But in the meantime, let's get weird. This first thing I want to talk about is something I feel like a lot of us probably thought, you know? Like, I'm kind of disappointed, honestly, that it's not a real thing. But I believed that the black market was an actual market, you know? Like, I thought that there was, like, a little secret entrance, and then you went to the entrance, and then they're like, give us the password. And then, like, you had to do, like, a password or a passphrase or something, and then, like, they let you in. And then it was, like, a flea market. You know, like, there's, like, stalls. Like, you got, like, Larry over here with the Rolexes, and there's, like, Johnny over there with, you know, livers in a jar or something. Like, I really thought that that was, like, legit. Like, that was a thing. And I'm so sad that it's not, because, like, honestly, like, criminal underworld, hello, missed opportunity, right? Okay, this next one's kind of embarrassing, but, I believed in Santa Claus for, like, way longer than you really should have. And honestly, if I'm being, like, really real, which, you know, I am, I still get a little excited when I see, like, a big dude with, like, a big white beard. I'm like, it's Santa! Like, I know it's not. I know it's not. But, like, I'm Buddy the Elf, okay? Like, I get excited. But, I believed in Santa Claus up until I was in, like, 2nd grade. And, you know, of course, like, older kids were like, you're a baby, you know, it's your parents. And I remember going home from school after, like, I don't remember, I think I was, like, in kindergarten or 1st grade when that first happened to me. And, I was crying, and, like, they said Santa wasn't real. And so my parents gave me this whole line of how, there was just too many kids in the world, so Santa, like, had parents help him. And so then I had it in my head that, like, my parents were, like, elves. And I was like, yeah, my parents are elves. Santa's real. Ha. And then, like, the next Christmas, like, my dad bumped into the cookie tray and knocked it off, and, like, a bunch of, like, things broke, and, like, bad words were yelled. And I was like, Santa ain't real. He's not real. But still, part of me kind of hopes. I'm just saying, like, embrace the season. Okay. Now, this one's kind of embarrassing from my mom. I'm sorry. But there was one time, my mom kind of undercooked the morning sausage before, you know, going off and doing things. And, I cut into it, and, like, blood came out. Because, again, it was just a little undercooked. But I freaked out because I thought the sausage was a living organism, and I had just murdered it. Like, I was low-key a little worried the police were going to knock on the door. I thought I was a murderer. And it took me weeks to be able to eat sausage again because I was so scared that I was killing sausages. I believed in unicorns. Like, ardently. Like, we would drive past, like, pastures with horses in them, and I honestly thought that I was going to see a unicorn, like, hanging out with the horses. And, like, there was a few times that, like, another horse lined up just right, and, like, the ear was, like, erect, and I thought it was, like, a horn coming out of the horse's head, then I realized it was another horse. But, like, I really thought I was going to see a unicorn someday. I also believed in leprechauns. But, like, I didn't believe the whole, like, catch a leprechaun and they give you a pot of gold thing. Like, I just thought that they were kind of, like, tricksters. And then I thought that, like, they had, like, a connection with, like, people, you know? So, like, when Irish immigrants came over to America, leprechauns came too. And then that's why we have four-leaf clovers and like clover patches in America is because like leprechauns are here. Which sounds crazy. But I also believe that if you like collected like hundreds of four-leaf clovers, you would get to meet an actual leprechaun. But only if you had like hundreds of four-leaf clovers. So I would try and find four-leaf clovers every time I saw a clover patch, because I was obsessed with finding four-leaf clovers. And I think the most that I ever had at once was like 6. So I gave up because I was like, I'm never gonna meet a leprechaun. But I really believed that like if you collected that many, like you would get to meet an actual leprechaun, you know? And like I remember one time I found like a 6-leaf clover, and I thought, well, if a 4-leaf clover is lucky, then this is gotta be like crazy lucky. And then nothing really good happened. So I was like, okay, that's crap. But I believe that. I believed that. Now, this one's kind of morbid and weird. But, okay, backstory. I was the kid that, like, read every single child's book in the library. And so then I had to, like, go off to, like, other books, okay? And so, I was in, like, 1st grade, I think? 1st grade? 1st or 2nd, I don't know. But, I was reading Stephen King, because I'm insane. And, I had just read Pet Sematary. Okay, setting the scene here. My pet hamster died while I was away staying with my grandma's for the weekend. And, you know, my parents called and let me know, like, hey, your hamster died. And I was sad. And then that night, I dreamt that I was sleeping in my room and I could hear the wheels squeak. Because, like, she had one of those, like, metal wheels, you know? And it had a very distinctive, like, squeak. Like, it would drive me nuts when she'd be on that wheel in the middle of the night. And I heard the wheel squeak, so I, like, looked up, and she was in the cage, but it wasn't her. It was, like, zombie hamster. And so I wake up screaming. My grandma's freaked out because I woke up screaming. And the next morning, I remember calling my parents, freaking out, like, don't bury her! Don't bury her! She's gonna come back to life! And, you know, to my father's credit, he didn't bury her. He did, like, a little, like, rock cairn. But I was so freaked out. Because I just knew if he buried my hamster, it was going to be, like, Pet Sematary, and she was going to come back to life. And after that, I was, like, a little uneasy about burying any kind of pet that died. Because, like, what if? Angels lived in the clouds. And if you were, like, really, really, really good, they would, like, take you up there. And you could, like, hang out in the clouds. And there was, like, a whole, like, city up there. I believe that. That was the thing. And, you know, like, people say, like, when there's, like, rain and, like, thunder and stuff, that it's, like, God bowling. I legit thought that, like, God was up there bowling, and, like, the angels had, like, a big, like, bowling league or something up in the sky. I thought that was a thing. Is it not? I don't know. We'll have to find out, I guess. I don't know if anyone else did this, like, when you were on the bus and you were, like, going past a cemetery or something, you had to, like, hold your breath, and then, if you were going over, like, train tracks, like, you had to, like, put your finger on a screw, because, like, the screws might come loose when you're, like, going over the bumps, or something. Like, I don't know who started that, but, like, it's a thing. Like, all the kids did it. Why? I don't know, but, like, we did it. What was that? Anyone else, like, do that? Like, comment below. Like, what is that? Why did we do that? I believed, and this is so dumb, that if you were eating watermelon and you swallowed the watermelon seeds, then a watermelon would grow in your stomach. Like, I legit believed watermelons would grow in your stomach. I ate, like, nuts and stuff, like, all the time. Green beans have those little seeds in them, you know. That didn't freak me out. But watermelon seeds, you eat one of those, it's growing in your tummy. I don't understand my logic there. I also believed that your stomach had, like, compartments in it. And, like, different food went into different compartments. Like, that made sense. And, like, you know, like, if you had, like, a really big meal, like, you had to have, like, a separate, a different stomach for it. You know, like, can't digest that meal just yet. We're still working on this. Like, you had, like, backup stomach. Like, I don't know if maybe, like, I heard the whole, like, cows have 4 stomachs thing, and I was like, we have 4 stomachs, too. Like, I don't know why I thought that, but I thought that. I grew up with parents who listened to classic rock, and so I had great music listening, you know, to listen to when I grew up. But, the song Hey Jude by the Beatles, for some reason in my brain, like, I wanted that to be about my Aunt Judy. So, even though it has nothing to do with Aunt Judy, and if you listen to the lyrics, it really doesn't make sense that that would be about Aunt Judy. I wanted it to be about Aunt Judy, so in, like, my head, the Beatles were singing to my Aunt Judy, because, gosh darn it, she deserves to be serenaded by the Beatles. She's a wonderful lady. Most kids had imaginary friends growing up. But I imagined that Guns N' Roses lived in my closet. I didn't have imaginary friends. I had a real band living in my closet. And, like, Axl would always get in trouble, and, like, Slash just didn't care. And I don't know why I thought that, but I thought that. Like, that was the thing. Like, screw having an imaginary friend. I want to hang out with Guns N' Roses. Metal. What? I used to make, like, little, playgrounds for ants in our yard. I don't know why, but I just felt like they needed a nice playground. So I would, like, break little twigs and try to make, like, a little, like, seesaw with a rock. And, like, I would try and, like, pick them up and put them on it. And of course, they'd just crawl off. But, like, I really thought I was doing them some good. And I'd make, like, a little swimming pool. And I was probably drowning them. But I thought I was making them a nice little pool to, like, chill out in. Like, cool off. It was summer, you know. Like, I was a weird kid. I don't know. But I made playgrounds for ants. Alright. I think that's enough weird, guys. This is just kind of a brief little video. Okay, I'm posting this up on Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, and I hadn't done a video yet. And, this is something, I love these kind of videos. Like, if you did some weird things as a kid, feel free to comment below. Let's get weird together, because, like, I was a freak, okay? I was a freak. So, I think that's going to conclude that for this. I will see you guys in the next one. Again, beauty, babes, I'm working on something huge, okay? It's coming. Be ready. Love you. Bye.